Enjoy the weekend, Sean and Regina. Big story. And on the show tonight, though, Denise and I, we've got the Indiana Pacers, as I said, stealing one on the road to draw first blood in the NBA Finals. Plus, we also check in on the PBA, Denise, as teams fight for seeding in the Philippine Cup quarterfinals.
And of course, we catch up with members of the Philippine men's national football team ahead of their match against Tajikistan in the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers.
Back show on a Friday. I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Denise Tan, sitting in for Cheska Litoncalao.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy Lee. Puts it on. Unbelievable. On the left side. Bacunas rejecting Esteban for the
Woo! What a game. Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers have done it again. What a postseason so far for the Pacers as the Eastern Conference champs pull off another shocking victory, this time against the mighty Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, with Indy down 1 in the dying moments. That boy right there, he's a bad man. Tyrese Halliburton nailing a cold-blooded jumper to put the Pacers ahead, leaving just 3/10 or 0.3 of a second left on the game clock. The Thunder failed to convert on the other end, and the Pacers eventually took that stunning win on the road, 111-110. Indy was basically trailing by 15 early in the fourth quarter, but kept chipping away until stage was set for that huge upset, and Halley delivering the game-winning J, finishing with 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Pascal Siakam scoring a team-high 19 markers, including crucial buckets in crunch time. Andrew Nembhard also coming up clutch as he added 14 points of his own. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander paced OKC with 38 points, but missed a turnaround jumper that could have staved off the Indiana comeback. Pacers now lead the best-of-7 series 1-0. And the Thunder will try to even things up. Game 2 will stay on their home turf in OKC. That will be on Monday, 8 a.m. Philippine time. Now here's Halley breaking down his incredible game-winning bucket.
Yeah, man, we got to stop. You know, and coach trusts us in those moments to not call timeouts. Trust me in those moments. Guys trust me, and just trying to make a play. So, man, basketball's fun, man. Winning is fun. That's a great win for us.
How about the defensive possession? There was still 0.3 left.
Yeah. Big time play. Miles did a great job at the rim. They tried to do a pin down to get him out of the action so they could throw the lob. Miles got around it. Good tip. And man, it's a total team that we had so many guys chip in. Obi was huge off the bench. Miles in the fourth. Andrew Nembhard in the fourth. So many guys stepped up, and just really proud of this group.
Tyrese, you guys were down 15 in the fourth quarter. Just how were you able to just hang around long enough to steal this one?
Man, we just had to figure out how to win in so many different ways all year. Past 2 years, there's so many weird, different ways, and we just figured out we're a resilient group, and just really proud of this group.
We do have more of Game 1 of the NBA Finals later on in the program, but for now, let's go to the PBA as the TNT Tropang 5G extend their winning streak to 6 games with a dominant victory over the Blackwater Bossing. Final score here, 108-82, giving TNT a huge boost in the race for a twice-to-beat in the quarterfinals. The Bossing were able to hang with the Tropang 5G in the early goings, but come the second quarter, TNT increased the intensity and started to create separation. Player of the game honors went to Simon Enciso as he posted 19 markers, including 5 triples. TNT was still without injured guard Reynam Batak, a new acquisition Jordan Heading, and Jello Razon, who had an appendectomy. TNT now has 6 wins and 3 losses at this conference. Blackwater has lost 5 in a row and are 1-8 overall. Here's TNT coach Chot Reyes after the match.
It doesn't change with our team. It starts with our defense. I think we played tremendous defense in this run, as was reflected in our past few games. the effort. I think that's we have in our team what we also call our hustle stats, where we track the numbers that don't show up in these box scores. So we make sure that we are constantly improving our numbers there, and I think it's being manifested in the way we defend. So.
Meantime, the Magnolia Hotshots and the Enlex Road Warriors duke it out for the solo lead in the Philippine Cup standings. Magnolia caught fire from all over the floor in the opening moments of the game, allowing them to build a 17-point advantage after the first period. But Enlex played better on both ends of the floor in the next 12 minutes. This resulted in a massive comeback as the Road Warriors pulled within one possession at the break, 46-44. It's been close so far. Cyrus Torres leading the Enlex comeback with 13 points. The second half currently ongoing. Magnolia and Enlex entered this game with identical 7-2 win-loss slates, the best so far this conference.
As for the rain or shine Alaso Painters, they're up for one of their toughest tests yet in the Philippine Cup. After quelling the Terra Firma Jeep's comeback attempt Wednesday, Rain or Shine is now off to Cagayan de Oro for an out-of-town game against the San Miguel Beermen tomorrow. E-Painters head coach Yang Giao credited his team for warding off the Jeep while also keeping his players fresh. Giao said they will need the legs to battle one of the best teams in the league. Rain or Shine is currently tied with Barangay Ginebra San Miguel for the 4th seed and is only half a game back of the 3rd-seeded Beermen in the standings. Both squads are well within the increasingly tighter race for the twice-to-beat edge. Here's Coach Yang looking ahead to the San Miguel game this weekend.
It's a good thing you are able to hold them back. No? And it's also a good thing that we were able to keep our guys fresh kasi isang pinaghahandaan din namin yung game namin sa Sabado. You know, we have to fly out a few days, 1 day of rest, and then practice ulit, the game ulit. So what was really on our minds was to still keep them fresh for the Saturday game. At the same time, try to win this game. No? So, na-accomplish naman namin. No? Mabuti na lang, maganda laro nila Jonard at ng mga kasama niya.
Meanwhile, the Rain or Shine San Miguel game is the first of 3 matchups that will be on tap this weekend. The E-Painters will face the Beermen at the Cagayan de Oro Convention Center at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. PBA action then shifts back to Manila on Sunday, where the Blackwater Bossing and the Terra Firma Jeep face off in a game of 2 eliminated teams. That will be at 5 in the afternoon. But then at 7:30 in the evening, it's another crucial clash that could shake up that race for a twice-to-beat edge in the quarters. The TNT Tropang 5G will battle Barangay Ginebra San Miguel in their first rematch since TNT beat Ginebra in the finals of the Commissioner's Cup. The Sunday doubleheader will take place at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium in Manila. But you can also catch all the weekend games live, of course, on PBA Rush, on RPTV, and the Pilipinas Live app. Coming up here on the show, with a spot in the 2027 AFC Asian Cup up for grabs. The Philippine men's national football team is gearing up for a crucial showdown against Tajikistan. We sit down with goalkeeper Kevin Mendoza and winger Harvey Galloso when play-by-play returns only here on One News. Stay tuned. And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play-by-Play live on One News. Our top story tonight. What else, Denise? But of course, it's the NBA Finals. The Indiana Pacers stealing Game 1 of the Finals in OKC against the league-leading Oklahoma City Thunder.
And to give us more of a more detailed look into that game, we've got our very own Boom Gonzalez joining us live from OKC. Good evening from the Philippines. Boom, good morning to you. How is everything there?
Good morning, Denise. Good to see you again. It's been a while. And Boss Andre, as always.
Idol!
Maraming salamat. Thanks for having me.
Boss, ikaw ang thank you so much. I know you're very busy and you're having just what a wild game. Great time there. And you've been very busy from New York now in your OKC, as you said, 7:43 a.m. if I'm not mistaken there. Okay, Papi Boom, Denise, simulan ko na.
Go ahead.
So, what a game. Kanina, we kind of gave a brief news item on the game.
Yeah.
That pretty much
Yeah.
OKC led the entire game except for that 0.3 seconds remaining after that Hallie game winner. So OKC was poised to win. You were there. Ano yung I mean, what was the atmosphere like? And in your opinion also, what changed? Ano yung naging turning point? And basically, Indy doing it again here, what a postseason for them. And flipping the script in OKC, where the game, people thought, nako, OKC na to game 1.
Yeah, you know, most people thought this series was going to be devoid of drama, lopsided, it's one-sided and all of that. First, let me answer your second question about
go ahead.
turning point. I don't think there was, unlike, let's say, the game against New York, that game number 1 road game by Indiana, na bulusok, as we call it, diba, na the comeback. This one was a slow grind of a comeback. So there's not like big turning point for Indiana. They just stayed with it. They don't panic. They continue playing, and then they wait for some luck, some breaks to go their way, and some lucky shots also went in, and they stunned the crowd eventually, as you mentioned, leading for the very first time in the game. And then to answer your first question about how it felt, you know, I was here also in 2012 when it was still known as the Chesapeake Arena.
Correct.
And I've always told friends that it's the loudest arena I've been in terms of NBA Finals, even louder than the Oracle Arena of San Francisco back in the day. So I believe that, and I saw it. And the difference kasi, Denise and Andre, is yung tao dito sa Oklahoma, 30 minutes before the game, they're already making noise. In some arenas, scattered crowds pa lang yan, or you know, they'll filter in. But no, in OKC, they're in their seats, they're all dressed up, and they're ready to fire 30 minutes before the game, making so much noise. So, having said that, imagine the shock when they saw that Hallie game winner come in. Complete and utter shock and silence in such a huge and boisterous crowd.
I mean, Boom, obviously, no, madami yung talagang nagulat. I mean, the first lead, like what Andre pointed out earlier, their first and only lead was, it lasted for 0.3 seconds. Diba?
Right.
Ano yung mga nakita mong reactions aside from being stunned? Meron bang mga nagalit na fans? Meron bang
Nahimatay?
What did you observe?
Buti na lang, walang nahimatay. Well, like I said, it's collective shock. Eh. So I've never seen anything like that, because I saw a big shot back in the day with Ray Allen at the corner of yung 3 that sent a game into overtime in Miami. Pero home game yun. So this one was quite different in the sense that, as you know, these superstars, they like to silence a crowd. And Halliburton has been doing it all playoff long. Remember, this is already the 3rd straight home away game na comeback nila, and the 4th straight comeback in the playoffs. So this is nothing new to them. They played poorly, but they played well enough when it mattered. At the end to pull off the huge upset here in Oklahoma.
Sorry, singit ko lang. Ano,
Sige, go. Yeah, sure.
Because, again, this is the nth time. Pang ilang beses natin nakita si Hallie saving the team. And people have been saying he's overrated. What's your take on that? Especially seeing what he did earlier.
Kung may sumigaw pa ng overrated, ewan ko na lang. Pero I'm sure meron doon. O sige, Boom, pakisagot yung tanong ni Denise. Kasi nga, di ba, number 1 overrated, tas gumaganyan sa
Exactly.
playoffs.
Yeah, well, he's on a tour to disprove all of that already. I think by this time in the finals, Denise, to be honest, the conversations around that, you know how it is in the media room and the press conferences and all of that. Wala na. By this time, wala na. I think because of the what happened in New York. So there's no more talk of that. But I'm sure, these superstars always try to find internal motivation. And I'm sure that's still in the back of his mind. But in terms of conversations and the Oklahoma crowd, wala ka maririnig na magsabi that they're also a class act. That's the guys from Oklahoma. And that's what I remember also from 2012. There've always been a class act to the opponent. So you didn't hear that kind of stuff, that chanting. But again, this whole playoffs, Ali has been on a tour of trying to disprove everybody. And he can also prove that he can win even when he's not scoring and playing, I guess, passively to some people. Because if you look at the numbers, they're not gaudy. Diba? It's not his usual numbers, but he delivered when it mattered, and that's what gave them the 1-0 lead here in the series.
I'm looking at the numbers here, grabe, no? 14 steals pala tong OKC, isa lang Indiana. It's nanalo pa. Pero boom, puntahan natin mabilisan, si SGA, the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, obviously, what a season, and bringing OKC back to the finals and also bringing life to that city. Scoring 38 here, what a game one for him. Pero yun naman ina-expect Shai will deliver the big numbers. But tell us, who or what was missing in your eyes there, up close and personal, for OKC that could have, made the big difference para hindi sila napunta in that situation towards the end that, of course, gave Hallie that historic shot?
Well, pagdating kay Shai, we expected that. Obviously, you mentioned it. Pero, pag titignan mo yun, Andre, it took 30 shots for him to get 38, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that's not good also. That means the ball was in his hands a lot, which is not OKC's game. Indiana had 6 players in double figures. OKC had underwhelming performances from Chet Holmgren, if I'm not mistaken. Only 6 points. He was impactful in the game. Si J-Dub came alive, but in the fourth quarter already, if I'm not mistaken, he's 6 of 19, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct.
So,
yeah, 6 of 19,
So medyo sa dulo na lang din siya. I think if they control J-Dub, because sabi mo nga, you get the numbers from Shai. If you can control a J-Dub and you can make Chet non-impactful, then you give yourself a better chance of winning if you're the opponent, in this case, Indiana Pacers, who were forced to 19. That's a record, by the way. 19 turnovers in the first half. To see that defense in person, what everybody talks about, that piranha-like defense of OKC, is incredible. But they did not get the stops in the end when they needed. And in those 25 turnovers, or 24 of Indiana, 11 points lang yung na-score ng OKC in terms of turnover points. That is not a good sign, and that is not the game of OKC, because I think they average around 25 in terms of forcing turnover points.
Boom, sorry, pinaparap na kami dahil we also have guests on the show. But quickly, sorry to put you on the hot seat. Tingin mo, game 2, magtatabla, 1-1, o baka Indiana ulit, 2-0? Mabilisan.
Well, para sa atin, mas maganda, tabla. Para maganda, marami tayo papanoorin, diba?
Boom, maraming salamat, Boss Boom. And ingat kayo dyan. Thank you, Papi Boom.
Salamat.
Again, as always, very hard-working correspondent Boom Gonzalez reporting live all the way from Oklahoma City. And this is just the beginning of the NBA Finals. You can watch the rest of the championship series this June on NBA TV Philippines, on One Sports, on RPTV, and of course on the Pilipinas Live app.
Meantime, a crucial clash awaits the Philippine men's national football team as they face Tajikistan in their next AFC Asian Cup qualifying match.
And the national team is looking to carry over the momentum from their 4-1 win against the Maldives. That's despite a surprising coaching shakeup just days before match day. And with us today via Zoom to talk about the upcoming match and what this means for Philippine football, goalkeeper Kevin Mendoza and winger Harvey Gayoso. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for having us also.
No, thank you, Kev. Good to see you. Nice to meet Kev. I think this is the first time I'm seeing Kev. And Harvey, as always, kid, always great to have you. Okay, let's start with Kevin. You're coming off a strong performance against the Maldives. Now the mindset heading into this match against Tajikistan, and as I said, this is very crucial. You're trying to carry that momentum from the previous match in Maldives. What's the mood like of the team, and you personally, your mindset heading into this one?
Yeah, right now the mindset is really good. It's a really big game, an important game for us. Tajikistan is seeded as the #1 in our group, so it's a really good game for the Filipinos to watch, and I hope they will come and watch this game.
Okay, now for Harvey, as we know, there has been a sudden change in the team with Coach Capella stepping down just a few days ago. Again, just a few days after this crucial match against Tajikistan. How are you personally adjusting to this change, and how do you think the team is as well?
I think Coach Albert has already established the way that he wanted us to play, and props to the guys and to the coaches also who are here, continuing on with the mentality and with the way that he wants to play. So it's all been positive. We fully support everything that is happening, and it has not changed our direction as a national team.
And I salute you guys. We salute you. Kevin and Harvey, not a lot of people get how difficult that is, having a coaching change a few days before this crucial match. And you faced Tajikistan, though, in the 2024 Kings Cup, Harvey and Kevin, and you beat them actually 3-0. How are you looking to continue that type of performance against them once more? Maybe Harvey can answer this.
Oh, definitely by beating them again. I think winning once isn't really enough, and that's why we're all here. And we've got a lot of new players who are dedicated for the country, and most of those guys that you're seeing on the screen right now are still here. So we're all ready, and we're all confident in what we have to do for this coming game.
And maybe you can tell us also what it's like. Kevin, Harvey, you can both answer this. What it's like to, share the field with some of the biggest names from Europe. Like you have Garrett Holtman, you have newcomers like Andre Leipold as well.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's really big because we probably have the best lineup for many years. So I think it's really, really good team, and it's great to be a part of this because there's so much quality in all these players, and I think we really have a chance.
Okay, looking ahead now, another match at the new Clark City Stadium. We're also expecting, Harvey and Kevin, expect more spectators this time around to go there and watch this match. Now, knowing you'll be in front of the home crowd, I'm sure that will help a lot. But Kevin, what excites you most playing in front of, hopefully, and this really hyped up, noisy crowd at the new Clark City Stadium?
Of course, it's the best when you can, feel the intention from the crowd. Now I play in Pasig in Indonesia, and the best is when the crowd go wild, hopefully because we score, many goals, but it's the best feeling as football player. You get extra energy, like adrenaline, and it really helped us hearing the Filipinos cheer for us.
Well, all right. Thank you so much, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for representing and fighting for the country. Again, that was goalkeeper Kevin Mendoza and winger Harvey Gayoso. Thank you,
Good luck,
guys.
boys. Thank you.
Now, coming up, after making history at the Olympic Games Paris 2024, Carlos Yulo is back on the mat. We tell you about the Golden Boy's first competition since his Olympic triumph. Play-by-play, we'll be right back, so stay tuned.
You're still watching play-by-play only here on One News. Welcome back. We've got the best plays from Game 1 of the NBA Finals in tonight's highlight reel. Let's roll it right away. Start with Alex Caruso. Take a look. Guarded by Toppin. Mismatch. Ooh, gets the bump. Ooh, plus the foul and one for Caruso. He felt the body there against a bigger Toppin. He has the speed, puts it up, and one. Crowd goes wild. Caruso, what a play there. The bump in the fourth quarter basket. Despite their loss of Caruso, made his presence felt coming off the bench in Game 1, and he posted 11 points to go along with 6 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. He was just all over the floor, both ends on the floor. Caruso was just a solid contribution in Game 1. Okay, let's go to the winning team. Andrew Nembhard against his teammate in the Paris Olympics against fellow Canadian SGA. Step you back 3. Bang, bang, bang. That's huge. 2 minutes remaining. Take a look. Down 6. Nembhard 3 against the MVP. Now you're just down 3 here. 108 to 105. After that, Nembhard 3, finishing with 14 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists in the Pacers' victory. We always talk about Hallie, but Nembhard, underrated. This kid can really shoot that ball. Finally, of course, let's go. My boy, Hallie. Time winding down. 4 to go. Game winner, yes. First time and only time. Pacers take the lead being down the whole game. Hallie does it again. Did it against New York. Did it against Cleveland. Did it against against Milwaukee too. Remember that layup against Giannis. Game winner, Hallie. Overrate that, he said. I'm going to get a shirt. 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists for Hallie. Pacers take the early series lead 1-0. Game 2. Woo! It will be a good one. Sabay-sabay. Monday yun, so ilang tulog pa. Oklahoma City still for Game 2, 8 a.m. Philippine time. Denise, OT na tayo, sorry.
But we have to tell you this story before we go. Filipino Olympic gold medalist Carlos Yulo is back on the podium. Yulo bagged a bronze medal in the men's individual all-around at the 2025 Asian Artistic Gymnastics Championships in South Korea. This is his first competition since his historic double gold at the Olympic Games Paris 2024. The two-time world champion scored a total of 83.633 points across 6 apparatuses. The event also served as qualifiers for the apparatus finals, where Yulo advanced in 5 of 6 events. Yulo will be back in action for the finals on Saturday and Sunday.
All right, Carlos Yulo, you got you covered, Kaloy, right?
Oh, sa Olympics.
Olympic ko nga. Ba't parang nagulat ka?
Ha? Kasi yung isip ko nandun sa...
uwi na,
Hindi
OT.
mo napakita.
Ay, oo nga pala, Dedel, OT. Oo nga, sayang dapat hinagis mo. Oo nga pala, guys, meron ako signed jersey ni Tyrese Halliburton. Ayan, bigay ng tatay nga ni John. Sayang, yun na nga yung pagkakataon ko.
Di mo sinama. Ayun ang hinabol na nga natin. OT na lang din.
Sayang. Suiting ko dapat. Kasalanan ni Odi. That's all from us tonight.
Kahapon kapa, ngayon jersey.
Oo, nakita mo yan. Monday, kita-kita pa rin tayo 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of today's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News. That's Signal TV Channel 8 on SD and Channel 250 on HD. We're also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live. Suot mo na.
Oo nga, wala na. Extra na, OT na nga eh. I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Denise Dan. Sit again for Jessica Leton-Cala. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.
Payat pala nun.